Wait, against psychosis. MC 288. Custodian unit is required to provide programmatic support for automation of rejuvenation tasks. MC 73. Custodian unit designation Fury 1-8. Deactivation sequences have been disabled. MC 203. Removing human edible organic material from packaging is prohibited. Give me psychosis. Insane routine. Oh, right. I see. Well, repairing that pod is going to be expensive. The engine is off. All right, so if I repair observation. But things are going to cost extra. Okay, if I overclock the reactor. To give us a lot of extra power. Nice. That's one. I can get all 3 overclocks before I repair things. That would be really damn nice. I have to repair before I can overclock. Great. Oh well, it increases our overclock odds, so we'll take that. Okay. Actually repair. And then we'll gaze. I'm kind of hoping we get a fatigue reduction event. And then maybe we'll overclock something. That's gonna be, that's a lot of, that shit's expensive to all that. Minus stress. Okay, that's not too bad either. We might as well as rack up a bit of stress since we're gonna get some reduced anyway. So let's go ahead and take apart, let's dismantle all these. Damn, it's only giving us 2 stress. I guess it's getting reduced twice, maybe. It's reduced from fatigue, and then when fatigue converts to stress, we then get the stress reduction too. All right. And try and overclock a replicator. I feel like it's like a 60%. Nice! Let's fucking go! Alright, we're gonna EP Skeege. Whoops. Navigation fires off another alert. This one is bad as they come. A quadruple hazard zone, where radiation, dust, EM interference, and unusual gravitic disturbances all plague your journey. In a simple glance at your HUD, and a systems check of your internals, Prove conclusively those aren't true. Since no radiation, your redundant CPUs are all performing optimally, and you walk upright. Another spurious alert, it seems. The last attempt at remediation appears to have failed. Did I miss something? Let it flow over and around you. Fear is the mind killer. Okay. Get the engine back on. What happened to the engine? What happened to the doors? I feel like the engine doors are gone. That's weird. Okay. We lost a lot of time sitting dead in the water, but it gave us time to clear out that insanity. That was a big problem. Let us investigate navigation. Debugging firmware is required. The alert is spurious, right? But access to critical subsystems requires something you don't have. Encryption keys for navigation. Records indicate these weren't given to the ship, only carried in physical tokens around the trunks of human navigation officers. Query navigation for an enumeration of these officers. It returns a list of 119 individuals. Comparing that to your passenger manifest, you find one match. Need that key. This is important. You still have options. I could ignore the alert again. Your code will not allow you to ignore it again. Search pause for navigation officer. Okay. Okay, let's get this buddy repaired. We will look outside. Stress is getting a little high. Nice! Now that's a good fucking event, baby. Did one of them get a job change to navigation officer? That doesn't seem right. Well, they were an insurance, but now they're nav officer. Despite their rank, the officer is wrapped in the same chassis jumpsuit as all the other humans. Through the glass, you see a security card suspended from their torso, likely containing the encryption keys. Extraction will require thawing the pod, killing the officer. Your code reminds you you're required to debug navigation, which requires these keys, that you're prohibited from thawing the pod to extract said keys. Search every crew locker for another copy first. Thaw the pod and get it over with. Well, too bad I didn't take the chance of finding spare parts when searching things. Okay. I guess I should finish searching all lockers up here first. Maybe I should stop searching. Maybe you should shut the fuck up and keep looking. Gotta be a spare somewhere. I am curious if there's one, like, if you literally search every single locker, if the last one will show up. Or if this is an exercise in futility. Something doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, buddy? What's up? After exhaustive searching, you find an impossible duplicate set of keys. But as you do, a race condition between task efficiency and mission imperatives to avoid killing passengers triggers, flooding your logic circuits. You are intact, but only just. No one died. I did my duty. The ship is angry at you? 5 insanity? My code was not designed to handle this. Why aren't we Annie on this? Fuck! Oh, that's bullshit. All audio is muted for 4 turns. Ah. Alright, well, if the audio is going to go away for 4, let me get ourselves set up. I need to turn this on. Enable. Close. Give it a minute. Reopen. All right. Now I need to turn on our... Where's the audio? Could be this one, I think. Turn this down. Okay. Audio check, audio check. I don't see it going through. There we go. Okay. 25% chance to... Okay, that's... Okay, we got one bad one. One that actually could be used positively. That's not too bad as long as we don't run into another one with Portal Peak. Closing a door generates 2050. Okay. So we want to keep doors open. Okay, so all things considered, we didn't roll. It's not too bad. Could have been worse. For sure. Now, with us being able to dose to reduce our stress, I think next cycle we're gonna do some fucking machine parts printing. The next couple cycles, even. Okay. Investigate navigation. Exhaustive debugging of the navigation core functions verify it is operating properly. So you examine the notification code instead. It looks normal. You find faulty code that can result in delayed alerts. Accessing the archives for the alerts you cleared, you read previously unavailable metadata and discover 3 important things. 1. The alerts were real. 2. They were delayed due to faulty code. 3. You are the first custodian to ever see them. When were they sent? The first alert was delayed by over 100 cycles, and is thus likely centuries old at the earliest. The second alert was more recent, perhaps 1 or 2 cycles ago, but still far too old to be of any use. Clearly they weren't that important, as the ship is still functioning. These alerts not arriving at all is definitely troubling. Could be dozens of these missed alerts over the centuries. What other alerts were missed? And how important were they? The alert archive has a few thousand alerts total, most resolved. There are around 20, however, never acted by any custodian. They just expired. You scan through them all. Most are benign. Hazard detection alerts, anomaly detection, etc. There is one that stands out among the rest, with a mission critical designation. It is a path deviation alert. The ship was off course at some point in the past. No custodian ever acknowledged it. How long ago was that alert sent? And how much of a deviation was it? The path deviation alert was sent 8,922 years ago. The ship has maintained its deviated course for the duration. Oh. You'll need some time to process this. Our colony shit's not in a good way. You know what? Maybe, doing a U-turn to get back on track, that's not going to work very well. I think we need to break out the paper maps. All right, we find one of those like cloverleaf highways, and we triangulate, we find an alternate route. All right, surely we can get back on track. Maybe this we'll get to our destination even faster. It's not too bad. You turned out the light. You can't take it. The sight of the ship absolutely disgusts you. Red haze of the emergency beacons, neon glow of the guidance signs, the ugly strobing of system consoles. You hate them. You just want it to stop. Your optical sensor is receiving data. That is something you cannot control. What if you were just ignore the light? Would that make it go away? Pretend the light doesn't exist. Okay. That's an interesting psychosis. Commit log and power down. MC-174. Operations in hydroponics are no longer considered required. MC-280. Navigation systems, automatic charting and functionality to be kept operational, except in case of power failure. MC-262. All internal load-bearing construction shall be ultimately routed to vessel superstructure. Ooh. Immune to new insanity. We're fine. Who will die? Tanner Rios? Oh, that's the clown. I don't like her. I don't like this. The option is that we break command. And we do a dislike. Yeah, we need to do that. You reach out and casually snap one of the boards in the command mainframe in half. Alarms blare around you as the command computer goes offline. But it'll be easy enough to fix that from the safe and comfortable confines of your recharging pod. The recharging time counts as idle time. Repairing things from the pad should count in your favor. With luck, next time you'll achieve the coveted 3.81. Makes sense, makes sense. I see. Let's get observation back, because I don't like the increased odds of bad events. Repair. Open the window. All right, let's put on our machine templating. Okay, it's a limb. Let's do some rounds of production. I think I can do 2. 40 fatigue, 35 stress. I can do 1. God damn. Okay, dude. Okay, we need to repair pod 4. Hmm. We need to get those thrusters good to go. Oh, right near our death. Yeah, fuck doors. One thruster. That's 2 thruster. Ah, ah, ah. I see. Where is it? Loses stress from performing minor repairs. And the thing is, it's only like 3 stress lost. And we gain like 35 from making 2 machine parts. All right. Let's fix command. That also helps us reduce stress. Also need to unstick a breaker, it seems. Nice. Go ahead and end turn. Endless door. No, I'm not a door. Just open to me. MC 155. Custodian unit is required to leave observation unit after it locks. I forgot to look out the dark window. Fuck. MC 238. Unit Annie 1 Alpha is prohibited from constructing programmable consoles. MC 208. Due to sinking hazard, custodian unit is prohibited from being within 2 meters of sanitation reservoirs. Uh-oh. Roll against reliability to avoid gaining another... Okay, great. With a few cycles behind you to ponder the navigation situation, you are prepared to go further. All you really know for sure is that 8,922 years ago, the ship was off course. Whether the deviation was so minor it won't matter. But either way, it is your duty to query navigation for more data to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it. Your encryption keys give you unlimited access to it, so any data it previously hid is now yours. The navigation, then. We had a breaker. Breaker broke. All right. Okay. Okay. Shields and observation need repairs. That's great. No, we need more machine parts. Oh, right. I have the thing. No, it's already gone, isn't it? Ah, it isn't. 6 turns remaining. Good. Okay, we can fix our stress then. So let's do the crypto first. Inoculate. Okay. Actually, we'll put like a slash. Okay, and then the clown. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Inoculate. Perfect. I'm gonna let them die. Because it is just a clown. Well, wait, no. We lose stress. Well, I need the machine parts. I already fixed them once. All right, they're not a priority person to keep alive. Now, I would like to overclock navigation. Ah, this is the perfect song for a robot maintaining a ship. 16 tons, baby. 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. I sold my soul to the company ship. Don't lie. Tons. Number 9 cold. Bless my soul. I sold my soul to the company store. I don't know our overclock odds. Give it a spin. Let's go, baby. Never punished. Investigate. What do you get? Another day older and a deeper in debt. With unrestricted access to navigation, it's now time to dig deeper into your journey and figure out what to do. You wire yourself to the console. Now access any questions regarding the ship's navigational data. What is our destination? How far is our destination from Earth? How fast is the ship traveling? How far has the ship traveled since the journey began? How far away are we from our destination? How long is the journey supposed to take? How long have we been traveling? What is our destination? Destination V645 Centauri, Proxima Centauri. Constellation Centaurus. Candidate Planet 1. Proxima Centauri C. Charlie. Candidate Planet 2. Proxima Centauri Delta. I guess I should have done this fresh. Origin to destination distance 4.2465 light years. How fast is the ship traveling? Endless dark current cruising speed 2,997 kilometers per second. Hey Milo, welcome on by. Alright, how far has the ship traveled? Estimated distance traveled 94.1121 light years. How far away are we from our destination? Estimated distance remaining negative 89.8656 light years. How long was it supposed to take? Mission duration estimate 450 years, plus or minus 50 years. How long have we been traveling? Mission duration actual 9,411 years. I'm done asking questions. Revealing data you pried from navigation will take some time to process a solution for. You clearly determined the ship is wildly off course, and has been for such an extended period of time that correcting it will take thousands of cycles. None of your internal runbooks have fixes for this, so for now, all you can do is contemplate it and get back to work. Yar fuck. Time to eepy skeege. Bye, clown. MC 412. Custodian audio logs are to be considered chatbot logs under MC 279. MC 190. First aid kits in infirmary are to be kept stocked at all times. MC 75. Machine part storage capacity restricted to 20 units. Yeah. You found that your neighbors have less and less to share as the routine of greeting them wears on. Not that truly they had anything to say in the first place, but it was a nice distraction to look for telltale signs of little changes in the position of the spanner or the wear of the screwdriver in order to feel the story of your little neighborhood. The unfortunate conclusion, however, is that your silicon and steel neighbors have very boring lives when you're not looking. Everything's a little fucked right now. We got a lot of things we need to fix. Let's do a round of manufacturing. Some machine parts. Some machine parts. Oh, right. The breakers. No. Okay, we need to open the window. We will gander outside. Gaze. Made it back from space. Welcome back! You know, we just learned we're like 90 light years off course. So it's, gonna take us a little bit longer to get to our destination. Don't worry about it. Put out an extra round of complimentary snacks, okay? Oh, we got another insanity. Man, are we an Annie-bot? Because we are getting a lot of insanity. Oh, wow. I can't believe we didn't get this earlier. This would have solved a lot of our problems. But actually, one of our insanities we do want to keep at the moment. The never-ending burden of this voyage has become too much to bear. Not just for yourself, but the unfortunate passengers trapped within their icy tombs. You can't let this stand. They're suffering, and so are you. You feel compelled to set them free. You must set them free. It's what's best for them. It'll make you feel better. It'll bring you clarity. Set them free. Have I killed the crypto bro yet? Not yet. Soon I will, to get some stress reduction. 5 turns left of Facetitious. I will dose him again when I'm getting rid of Facetitious. But I do need to dose Inoculate. Color. That's Sabotage. I want you to inoculate. Oh. Beggars. They're cured! Okay. Now let's repair a bunch of stuff. Engine, command, thrusters, clean a leak in shields, clean a leak in navigation. Manufacture module. Wait, was there... Did I miss something?
Hello.
Hi, Mystic. I mean, Actually, I have a radiation suit. We're just gonna eat this. We'll adjust later. Yo ho. Ox and better. Voice the stars high. Feelings, thieves and beggars. Okay, I'm just getting like 1 stress. That's not too bad. Okay. Repair. Well, we got our audio back. MC57. In accordance with MC50, reactor coolant flow is considered mission critical. Custodian Unit Fury 1-8. Permitted to furnish rear security deck to containment specifications. MC53. Reactor overclock procedures are forbidden from tampering with fuel flow or grade. You're greeted by a message directing ship crew to the observation room. Already, this is a strange request, since the message is definitely addressed to all crew. Nevertheless, you head to the observation deck. When you arrive, you can clearly see the ship is approaching a strange phenomena in the featureless black. You have no idea what it could be. The observation computer is similarly unhelpful. Your programming demands that you ignore it and focus on your tasks. The tantalizing promise of something truly new is fascinating. You have only moments before the ship passes the anomaly. We'll make careful notations. Well, you cannot deviate from your mission. You also cannot abide letting this go unnoticed. You start pulling archival data from the navigation systems as to get as accurate a picture of the anomaly's position as possible. Coordinating relative magnitudes of known distances of dozens of stars, dutifully noting everything and storing it in the most secure areas of the ship's storage you can conceive of. After the current mission is over, some other crew can be sent out to explore, examine, test, and understand it was that you saw. The work is exhausting and, annoyingly, knocks you out of sync with the ship's locator beacons. However, your sputtering processors feel satisfied that you did what you could. With a few cycles to consider the implications, you have narrowed down the possibilities of possible ways to correct the course deviation to 2 options. Find a way to turn the ship around, or find an alternate destination. Both are daunting, and determining which has the greatest chance of success will take some effort. But you are prepared. You can begin now. If you're prepared, you can begin now. Three insanities for reversing course. Let's investigate an alternate route. With Proxima Centauri so far away, that'd be the smarter move to try and find an alternate system. Whether that is even possible or not will require you to know where you are in the first place. That will require more experimentation on navigation. Stress Purge only gets rid of 30. Oh, but heat dampening, another minus 50. So it's minus 60, but 30 of it is over 2 turns. We'll do the Stress Purge. Nice. All right. At the very minimum, we need to adjust our course. Actually, we'll do that later, just in case. No, we'll do it now. Just in case messing with navigation might end the turn. Fuck. We're gonna uninstall machine templating because I don't think we're gonna be using it for a bit. Wait, what? I fixed the breaker. Close it. That's annoying. Okay, so everything is fucking broken, man. We will perish the crypto bro soon. Eventually. Either as a sacrifice to an event or in a couple turns to remove some stress. Okay, shields. Okay. Repair command. Repair navigation. Take a look outside. Open doors. Open sesame. Gaze into the endless dark. Nice, a positive event. We need those. Alright. Shift down. And then look at our options. Investigate. Whether or not a new system is within reach of the ship depends on where the ship actually is in space. Your databanks don't include a vast array of star data. You'll need to run some sort of novel query against navigation to determine if that is even possible. It is further possible the ship itself only had star data for a single system, and thus can't answer. You have little to lose at this point. Determine if the ship had alternate flight paths available. The data returns yes. There were alternate paths available to other systems at one point. However, those paths are no longer viable. The reasoning is pretty clear. The ship's trajectory is taking it outside the galactic plane. Sufficient escape velocity to leave the galaxy. Can't believe it teleported me like that. Alright, we'll fix that last broken thruster. And then EP Skeege. Wait, how much stress do we have? 14? Nah, we need to get that number up, baby. Put machine templating back on. I guess we are running a cycle. So 730 plus 7. All right, that's not too bad. I do it again. Get a whole bunch of machine parts this way. Almost seems like it might be better to max it out. Now let's go do some inoculation. All right, we need to inoculate. We can inoculate you. We can inoculate you. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We can inoculate you. Awesome. Okay, hold on. +1, -20. And the conversion of fatigue to stress is not is pretty especially with the stress and I feel like it's being hit twice. First on the reduced stress being gained, and then when it's or reduced fatigue being gained, and then when the fatigue is converted to stress, it gets reduced again by the stress reducer. So it's almost an advantage for me to max out my fatigue in some ways. All right, let's end our turn. Commit log and power down. MC 358. Corridor temperature adjustments must be logged 5 cycles before they become active. MC 267. In the event hazardous vapors are detected in bulkhead interiors, ventilation must occur before other work. MC 138. Internal system radiation dose higher than 1.2 SV a cycle is considered unacceptable. Immune to new insanity. It's only a temporary setback. With a few cycles to consider the implications, you have narrowed down the possibilities of possible ways to correct course deviation to 2 options. Find a way to turn the ship around, or find an alternate destination. I should have taken the can't get new insanity and... Oh, that would have been perfect. Fuck. Alright, well, possibility of reversing course. Determining if it's possible for the ship to turn around will require a better understanding of its thrust systems. Engines are offer very limited control to you, but some relatively safe experiments in adjusting its speed could help. Next stop, the engines. The lure of the observation window has become too much. Protocol forbids its usage, yet there is no actual code triggering a hard stop. The humans left a hole in your firmware just big enough for you to decide what you want to do. And right now, all you want to do is stare into the quiet dark. You need to stare in the quiet dark. The stars stare back. Well, shoot. Uh-oh. After processing a batch of tuning data, your performance optimizers have hit a snag and apparently entered some sort of race condition. Try as you might, getting them to agree on the correct procedures to squeeze more speed out of ship systems is resulting in failures across the board. Programming asserts that overclocking will be too dangerous while this persists. Gotta go slow. Ooh. Okay. Strategic incompetence. Reliability lowered by 20%. Well, that's balls. Okay, so we can't repair until we look outside. So... I need to turn the engine off. Yikes. Load schematics. Machine parts. Need to clean this mess up. Clean it. That packet collision is dangerous. And we have a huge malice to our reliability. Yeesh. Gonna uninstall radiation hardening at least. Power off. No. Stop tapping it. Power off. No. Power off. There we go. Okay, we've got a stuck breaker. No, it's gonna be a repair. All right, let's gaze outside and then we can do our repairs. Yeesh. Gaze into the endless dark. Okay. Neutral. Not bad. Not good. Just fine. Repair you. Repair you. Why doesn't this give me a stress reduction? I thought repairs gave me a stress reduction. Repairing a breaker reduced stress, but repairing shields didn't? Huh? That's a little silly. Don't sabotage, repair it. And then inoculate. Now we'll get rid of the crypto bro. I overdosed them! No! Your sacrifice will not be missed. Oh, we didn't get... Oh, shit. It doesn't... Fuck. Well, that sucks. I made a mistake. Oh, wait, but... Oh, that clears all of our insanities! Hold on. That actually worked. That actually paid off. Unfortunately, the timing is bad because we have a lot of stress. So that part sucks. Investigate. The Xenon-powered Hall effect thrusters, providing the thrust and attitude control systems for the ship, are almost entirely automated. There's very little you can do to control them, aside from overclocking them or powering them off. Some more intense experiments might let you determine if it's possible to power them off or overclock them, only certain banks of thrusters to potentially rotate the craft. If you wish, you could perform some of those experiments now. Ooh. Crisis okay, so... Crisis capacitor or afterburner? Oh, I have to choose now. We'll go for the crisis capacitor. Success! Your experiment ran for only a few milliseconds before compensators kicked in and overrode your actions. It is theoretically possible to rotate the spacecraft, powering off only one bank of thrusters at a time. Given the short duration of the correction, however, you need to staff the controls and continually power them off for several thousand years. Oof. Oh, right there. Oh. Should have repaired that thruster. Let's just EP Skeege. I said eep. I said eep. I said eep.